Janet Davis with Boss Lady Productions, and we are here with local actor, acting teacher, and do you do anything else? You do screenwriting?
I'm a clinical social worker. I am a screenwriter.
Wow.
I am a director.
So she does it all. Leta Harris Neustaedter, welcome. Thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
We also have Annabelle with us.
Yes.
If you can see Annabelle on camera. Annabelle is behaving absolutely beautifully. So you're a clinical social worker, a director, an actor, and you are an acting teacher.
Yeah, and I'm a musician. I play.
That's right, and you sing. Okay, I actually knew that because I've seen some of your posts. So do you have professional training or are you self-taught? And yeah, what was your educational path into all of this stuff? Tell me a little bit about that.
My path kind of did this.
Okay.
So when it was time for college and I had to make a choice between studying music or psychology, I decided to study psychology because I felt like if I studied music, it would kill it for me. Like it would kill the passion.
Yeah.
I wanted it to just be my hobby and my thing. But I vocally was constantly getting training because I've been in choirs and glee clubs.
Right.
So I was getting a lot of vocal training. Once I hit my professional career, when I had my master's degree and was working as a therapist, I was doing tons of music theater on the side.
Right.
And the therapy that I was doing was incorporating music and arts.
So you were doing some music and art therapy.
Mm-hmm. Expressive thing, it just made sense to me that was the way to access. And more I started noticing that the things I was talking about in therapy were the same acting techniques that I needed in order to be a good actor, like learning about empathy, eye contact, emotional insight, all of these
It all
things.
tied in.
Yeah, and I was like, I'm talking about the same thing, so what if I could flip this and instead of spending my days doing mental health and doing my creative stuff as a hobby, switch it around and open my own business where I could just merge them together. So I can be teaching different performing arts things, also providing.
And where is it that you teach? You teach at your studio, but tell us the name of that and where that's located.
It's downtown, and it's called Metamorphosis Performing Arts Studio.
Okay.
I was teaching a lot of different classes as much as I could.
Like music and acting?
Yeah, private lessons, acting classes. I had my own little kids TV show that I did on the public access channel for 3 seasons where I wrote, directed, edited, did the whole thing.
You did all of it.
And that's
what was that called?
Called Chill Skills.
Oh, cute.
Yeah.
I love that.
And it's still something that I'm doing. And as a matter of fact, a year and a half ago, I had Cody come shoot a summer program that I did for kids, a 2-week summer program.
Nice.
But, over time, we have a lot of different acting programs around town, and the competition increases every year. Yeah. And since I am just a one-woman show, it becomes harder and harder to compete with everybody else who's doing acting programs. Right. So I'm teaching fewer classes where I am responsible for recruiting a bunch of people, and I'm doing most of my classwork now when I'm either contracting at a school or teaching for somebody else.
Okay. So if somebody was interested in taking a class from you, they should just message you maybe and find out.
Yeah, and I could just let them know. I'm not super reliable for that. The thing that I'm doing, what I mean by super reliable for that is I just don't have consistent classes going on all the time. Right. Yeah. I set up a workshop when I set up a workshop.
Yeah, exactly.
Private lessons are the thing that I do consistently year round. Okay. So my private lesson schedule is the thing that I'm more consistent with.
So at what point in your life and during this career path did you realize that this wasn't just a hobby for you and that it was something that you wanted to do professionally? Was there a moment?
I think that it was a combination, probably a little bit of a progressive realization. Are you interested or familiar much with numerology?
A little bit.
So for anybody who's not familiar with it, basically the idea is that you add up the letters in your names have different numerical values, and whether you're adding the vowels or the consonants, whatever. And so I have 2 different last names. One is on my birth certificate, one is on my social security card. Okay. And so there's always been this kind of tug of war. Oh. And they're very different. Harris is one, Neustaedter is the other. Okay. And so you would think that those numerically wouldn't add up in the same way, but most of my personality traits are the same with those. The one thing that's different is my life path. And when I use one name, it's the path of like helping others, social worky stuff. And when I use the other one, it's the performing arts world.
How interesting.
And that has always been my pull. What is the thing I can actually make a living doing?
Right.
So in the last 10 years or so, it's become more clear that the arts seem to be
calling to you a little
calling
more,
to me
maybe?
enough that I did, when you're asking me about professional training, you know, I did actually go back to school to get a minor in music. So I could learn music theory and get better piano instruction.
Can we hear you sing a little?
Like what?
Like on the spot, I know. You
right?
don't have to do it. I just have heard you have like the most beautiful voice.
Is there a certain song that you'd love
I
to
mean,
hear?
I just like maybe just give us a little scale or something. Can we hear a little something? Or anything you like. I don't know. You don't.
I'll sing a little song to Annabelle.
Okay.
Have I told you lately that I love you? Have I told you there's no one else above you? You fill my heart with gladness. You take away all my sadness. You ease my troubles. That's what you do.
Oh my gosh, that was so good! Yay! And she obviously,
what?
She loved it, the way she looked at you. That's great, thank you. You're the first interviewee that I've had that sang.
To sing to her dog?
Well, to sing at all. So that was fantastic. I loved it.
Thank you.
So you actually have worked in several markets. So what I'm wondering is, do you find anything particularly unique about our indie film community?
You know, I kind of struggle with our particular indie scene here in town.
Yeah. I know that a lot of people do.
Yeah.
Yeah. A little bit of a disconnect, maybe.
A disconnect, and I have felt like it's not only kind of been a boys' club, but also just that it's.
Well, we're trying to change that here at Boss Lady.
I feel like a lot of people just, you know, they have this kind of small group that they work with, and
they don't branch outside of that group.
They don't branch out, and they don't realize how. And this is, to me, is a larger cultural systemic issue. You know, in Boise, we have a very, you know, kind of white culture.
Oh, yeah, very much so.
The problem that I find is that we have so many people who are writing their own scripts and kind of just moving forward with their own projects without ever having anybody else's insight.
Right.
You know, they don't expand the creation beyond
they
their
don't get
immediate
a creative
people.
team to
and if
collaborate.
they do, it's just their best friends or whatever, or the people who they're all seeing the world the same way. And so the characters in their projects don't reflect anything more diverse than what their immediate friendship base is. These are the kind of people that we're writing for, and they don't stop and think, right, but why? We have limitations just in the characters that are being created because people are just kind of throwing these projects together, and everybody kind of fancies themselves a fantastic writer, and so they write it and they don't get anybody's input, and then they shoot it. And I own my own business, so I am absolutely in support of people just following their creative desires, and I'm not trying to criticize people for wanting to just make stuff happen.
Right.
Because I definitely am one of those people where I'll just do it myself.
But I understand what you're saying, and I don't disagree with you.
Yeah.
It definitely is a male-dominated field, and it is certainly not as diverse as it could be.
Yeah.
But we're here to change that. So hopefully we can make some changes to this community in that way. So I guess my last question to you would be, really, what is it that drives you to continue creating and continue doing your music and acting and directing? What is it that drives you?
I know I still have a lot to learn. And to me, growing and learning and having a challenge is extremely inspiring.
So so as long as you can learn, you're never going to stop.
I can learn, and humans are so fascinating. And you know, every time I get a good character, it's a chance to step into the skin of somebody else, and to me, that's extremely interesting.
Oh yeah.
I think if there's any one thing that connects all of the things I do, whether it's teaching acting, doing acting, teaching singing, doing singing, is that connection.
Yeah.
Doing something that allows me to actually connect with people.
Oh,
and
yeah,
when I feel that happen, like
the same reason I do it. I mean, I love people, and so creating relationships is one of my favorite things to do. So I love that answer.
Yeah,
absolutely love it. Well, thank you so much,
You're welcome.
Leta. I'm Janet Davis with Boss Lady Productions, and we're here with beloved actor, director, and acting teacher Leta Harris Neustaedter, and thank you so much for being here. And
I appreciate
you for
it.
bringing Annabelle.
I know.
That was lovely. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.